Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, to my summer shredding series, mini-series. We're just gonna call it a series because it is going to be 10 or 11 videos just dedicated to summer shredding and how everything's going, how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, that kind of thing. So today is March 26th, so that means that I've officially been doing summer shredding for 10 days because I officially registered on the 16th. But technically we are on day 12, I believe. Yes, day 12. So today's post will be day 12. But anyways, I said that I was going to create this series because I kind of wanted to document the journey, the good, the bad, what's been going on, how my workouts are feeling, how I'm doing. And even if it's just for me to reflect back on and look at these videos and see how far I came from the beginning, maybe that's it. But I know some people have told me that they're really interested in following the journey and just watching the summer shredding videos that I put out. And I'm really sorry if there are cats meowing because it seems cats are quiet until I start recording something and then they feel the need to meow or run up and down the stairs. Anyways, yeah, so I'm going to talk about the last 10 days and kind of how I felt and everything pertaining to that. So yeah, we'll start at the beginning. It was a pretty eventful start to the 10 days of summer shredding. I also started to create like a little journal. Side note, does anybody else remember these from like elementary school? Because it was the closest notebook I had to me when I decided to start journaling about it. And I was like, whatever, it's 32 pages. I probably won't fill that. And I'm like halfway through the book already. So there's that. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to go through the like 10 days, kind of what I've been doing. So like I said in my first video, I'm not doing it for physique competition, for stage competition, bodybuilding, bikini, figure, whatever. That was never my goal. That's not my intent at the end of summer shredding. I know a lot of people are doing it for that, but that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it, you know, not for the prize, not for the recognition of doing it. I'm doing it just for me because I'm one of those people who likes to help others and devote a lot of time to others, whether that be volunteering or always putting the needs of my friends and family before my own and that kind of thing. So I often forget to take time for me, which is something that I feel like a lot of people can relate to. Yeah, so I wanted to take these 90 days and actually make myself a priority. I know I was dedicating time to running and everything before, but I don't know, now that I have this like 90 days, it's like I'm going to use this time to be the best version of myself, to dedicate time to myself and really use it to see how much of a difference it can make for me when I take that dedicated time to myself. So we'll go through the beginning. Day one didn't really have too much. That was the day I kind of decided to wholeheartedly do it. I had talked to some of my friends. Shout out to Brianna because she really encouraged me to do this. But I have a few friends that are really into like fitness and bettering themselves. So I reached out to one of my good friends from Instagram. Her and I eventually planned to meet one day, but I texted her and told her what I was thinking, and she was like, you just need to go for it. She's like, you seem really motivated to do it, so just do it. And so after talking with her that day, I just decided to jump right in and do it. So basically, that's what it was about. And, you know, I kind of just took the time to realize, like, people aren't necessarily going to agree that I'm doing it, or people are going to be like, oh, you're doing it because of blah, blah, blah. I don't have time for that. If you don't support me, that's great. Move on, because this is what I'm doing it. I'm doing it for me. And really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And that's the reason why I'm doing it. But anyways, day two was when I actually paid my entry fee, and it felt real because I paid to do it, and it felt great. So what I'm kind of doing over these 90 days is I'm going to be sticking with my marathon training plan. I'm running a full marathon in July. not a regulated race one. I will be back home in Ontario, and I'm kind of going to do a virtual run where you sign up and you don't actually have to be there to do it. You do it on your own. You have to submit your results. And so I'm going up camping with my family, and so up at the lake is kind of where I first started running, so I thought it would be an awesome opportunity to do like a virtual full marathon where I essentially learned to run, how to begin my running journey and everything. So I had initially wanted to do an actual race that weekend, but then I decided to go home, and so then I was like, you know what, this is how I'm going to do both things. So yeah, so I'm following a marathon training plan, and I'm also doing a home workout 80-day obsession, and I also go to the gym, and I plan to do some of the workouts from summer shredding that are posted for everybody to use, because I just think it would be good to do them. I also want to increase my squat weights, so all goes together. I want to do better with my pull-ups. I have some things written down that I want to accomplish, so these 90 days are what's really pushing me to get there. Long runs. Day 4 I got sick. That's right, day 4. So I got very sick. I got this nasty chest cold. It was not very nice. I went to the doctor. They told me I just had a cold, even though I thought it was something more, because it just did not feel very nice. So the first 4 days of summer shredding, and I'm over here like, oh, I'm sick. It was not a very good feeling, but you know, that's life. It happens. Things are gonna happen on a 90-day journey. It's not gonna be perfect. But got sick on day 4. Day 5 was a full rest day. Didn't do anything at all besides lay on the couch and eat some throat lozenges, have some cough medication, you know, typical sick things. Started working out again on day 6, so just took one full day. Day 6 I still took off running because where I was feeling it in my like lungs, I didn't really want to run. Makes sense. Day 7 I was back to running and felt pretty good. Day 8 again, just another good workout. Work was canceled because we had a snowstorm, so that made things interesting because I still had to go to a meeting somewhere else. But yeah, that day was really hard. I did my run and then realized that my home workout was like an hour workout, and I just was not in it mentally at all. And I find if you're not in it mentally, it can really make the workout that much harder and that much challenging. And it's really easy when you're not mentally in it to be like, you know what, I'm checked out, I'm not doing this today, I'll do it tomorrow, that's fine. But that's what I used to do in the past, you know. I'll admit it, I'm not perfect, my journey's never been perfect, but it was really that like that summer shredding push that was like, okay, I signed up for these 90 days, I have to give it my all. And that's what I did, and I pushed through it. I took an extra water break and I got it done. And day 9 was also a full rest day because I had a long run coming up. And day 10, of course, had to sum it up and make it a great end to day 10. Day 10, I set out to do my long run of 27.5 kilometers. I don't know what that is in miles. Probably like 15 miles, something like that, give or take. And it was not a good run. I started out for the first few kilometers. I was like, okay, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be hard, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I couldn't get my breathing right. My head was just not in it. So I was about 8 kilometers in, and I was like, you know what? Like, I really don't want to do this. Like, maybe I'll go home and finish it on the treadmill or something. And then I was like, I don't want to run on a treadmill for that long. And I just kept going, and I kept going, and it was snowing, and it was super windy, and I was just not having it. And then around, I think it was like kilometer 13, 12, 13, something like that, I was running by this like farm that's close to where we live. And they have this beautiful dog that I absolutely love. I'm going to show you a picture because, of course, I took pictures of the dog. And it was like, I love dogs. I have a dog. They're just wonderful. It was like this dog knew something was wrong, because just before I turned around and saw the dog, I had just stopped dead in my tracks, and I knelt down and I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, I am not in it. Like, this is awful. This sucks. Like, everything I tell myself not to say to myself, I was saying to myself, which is never good. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go home. I'm going to call it a day. It's going to be a bad run. I'll make it up tomorrow. I'll do something. But anyways, so I turned around, and as I'm running by the farm, the dog comes out. Like, look at this dog. Oh my God. It's like the cutest dog. And it would just not leave me. It just would not leave me alone. Like, kept doing this to me. Like, it knew. Then it started running down the road with me. Like, it knew something was wrong. And it was like, I just needed that. Like, it was, I don't know, it was just this like little boost of encouragement. My anxiety kind of just left me, and I got to the end of the road where I would have turned left to go home, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn right. I'm gonna go and run another 8 or 9 kilometers. I'm gonna go home when I hit 20 kilometers, because missing 7.5 kilometers really, at the end of the day, is not that big of a deal. I told myself I would always run at least 20 kilometers on my long runs. So, you know, I did more than I was initially planning, and I still got my long run done, and it didn't end there. So I got home, finished my 20-kilometer run, ate something, showered, sat down, and then the migraine came on. And it was just like, I knew I'd completely exhausted my body, and it was just my body's way of telling me that, like, it was a good thing I called it quits at 20 kilometers. Yeah, I got a really bad migraine. I ended up throwing up and getting sick after. Oh, not something that I'm proud of, but it happens. It's part of the journey. What can you do? Got sick, and then by like 5:30 that evening, I finally felt okay and was able to get some stuff done. We're moving soon, so I was able to pack up some more boxes. But yeah, so the first 10 days were eventful. Being sick, feeling better, having a snowstorm, having this crazy run that exhausted me, but I still kept going. And that's the whole point, is that that's what's the driving force that's been keeping me going, is that knowing that I have these 90 days, and I'm doing it for me, and I want to see what I can do and what I'm capable of doing, and pushing myself and just believing in myself, because sometimes that's the hardest person to believe in, is yourself. And I really feel like that at times, because it's a lot easier for me to be encouraging to other people than it is to be encouraging to myself. So that's another reason why I wanted to do these videos, because when I'm out there on a run, it's me. I'm my only competition. When I'm out there at the gym, when I'm out at the gym in the squat rack, the only person I'm competing with myself is me. And yeah, I just really want these 90 days to prove to myself that I can believe in myself, that I can do hard things, and that limiting beliefs really have no place in my brain, because they have no purpose for me. If they creep up, they're going to be the driving force that helps and motivates me even more. So, sorry this is kind of long. Went over my first 10 days of summer shredding, so days 1 through 10. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for following along the journey, and I will see you after the next 10 days. Bye!